Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'm doing a detailed review of the new Halo Pure-Free BC01 bone conduction headphones. Coming up. You may be wondering why I'm reviewing a pair of bone conduction headphones, considering my channel is solely focused around hearing loss and treatment options. Well, bone conduction headphones are a terrific way for individuals with a conductive hearing loss to listen to music as well as other forms of media. They're also a terrific option for individuals who have ear anatomy that does not allow them to use traditional air conduction headphones or earbuds. Several years back, I made a video discussing the pros and cons of bone conduction headphones using the Aftershokz bone conduction headphones. But since technology has advanced significantly over the course of that time period, I figured I better go ahead and give another product a shot. But before I get into my review of the Halo Pure-Free BC01 bone conduction headphones, if you could do me a huge favor and click the like button, it really helps out my channel because it gets these videos in front of a bigger audience. And while you're at it, if you have not yet hit that subscribe button with notification bell, go ahead and do that as well, because that ensures that you never miss one of my newly released videos, and I release multiple new videos every single week. That being said, I really appreciate it, and let's go ahead and take a look at how humans hear so you can actually understand how bone conduction headphones work. In most cases, humans use air conduction to hear. This is when sound has to travel from your outer ear through your middle ear and into your inner ear. When sound travels through the vibration of air particles, it enters the ear canal, vibrates the eardrum, sends that vibration through the three middle ear bones called ossicles, and into the cochlea, which is your hearing organ. This vibration would then be picked up by inner hair cells inside of the cochlea that would convert the vibration into a neural impulse that would travel up the auditory nerve to the brain, causing you to hear. But humans can also hear through bone conduction. So instead of sound traveling through air particles, it travels through your actual bone of your skull and into your inner ear hearing organ, bypassing the outer ear and middle ear altogether. Big surprise here, but bone conduction headphones use this second form of hearing by sending the vibration of sound through your cheekbones using these oscillators right here. And it does a very good job of this, especially if you have a conductive hearing loss. A conductive hearing loss is when air-conducted sound has difficulty entering into your ear canal or going through your middle ear space to get to your inner ear. According to the University of North Carolina, approximately 5 to 15% of hearing losses are conductive in nature. Certain conditions such as otosclerosis, disarticulation of the middle ear bones, fluid in the middle ear, a perforation of the eardrum, and even an earwax blockage can cause a conductive hearing loss. Since bone conduction headphones like the Halo Pure-Free completely bypass this conductive pathway, individuals with a conductive hearing loss can use these, as well as individuals who have no hearing loss whatsoever. Now, if you want to check these out for yourself, I will go ahead and put a link in the description of this video. All right, enough talk about how humans hear. Let's go ahead and get into my review of the Halo Pure-Free bone conduction headphones. For starters, these bone conduction headphones were Red Dot winners in 2002 for design aesthetics as well as innovative technology, and I can totally see why. Now, in general, I do not think that bone conduction headphones are the most comfortable things ever, because they do have to create pressure against your cheekbones in order to transfer the vibration of sound through your skull. But in general, you want them to be relatively comfortable for at least a few hours, and I can wear these for a couple hours without an issue. As far as build quality goes, these are as good or better than other bone conduction headphones that I have ever used, and they have this silky smooth feel to them, which I think feels really cool. As far as how they look while you're wearing them, of course black matches everything. The one thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and this goes for pretty much all bone conduction headphones, is I hate this band that goes around the back of your head. Now, if you happen to have long hair that you can kind of tuck this under your long hair or something like that, then that's okay. But if you're working out and you're doing something like bench press, this ends up bumping up against the bench. And if you're just chilling out at home on your couch and you want to kind of recline in your couch, this ends up getting in the way and ends up causing a lot of movement of these on your cheekbones. As far as comfort level, they are pretty comfortable, but again, in general, bone conduction headphones have to exert pressure on your cheekbones, and that pressure can get to you over time. I typically like wearing these more when I'm being physically active because it distracts me from wearing them, but if you're just hanging out at home all day, you're not going to really want to wear these for 8 hours at a time. I can usually make it around 2 or 3 hours before I just want to take them off and put back in earbuds. The different push buttons on these on the very bottom behind the right ear allow you to do a variety of different things, including increasing and decreasing volume, pausing and starting streaming, answering and hanging up phone calls, as well as skipping tracks forward and going backwards in tracks. These will give you 8 hours of battery life on a 1.5 hour charge, and if you're in a pinch, you can charge them for 10 minutes, and that will give you 2 hours of playtime. The charger that they send along with these headphones is magnetic, so instead of having a port that you have to plug them into, it just kind of like magnetizes there to the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. That pops off pretty easily. But this is actually why they're able to get an IP67 rating for debris and moisture resistance. And you cannot take these swimming, but you can pretty much sweat all over them and they'll keep functioning for you. All right, let's talk about the Bluetooth connectivity for a minute here. So you can pair these up with an Android device or an Apple device. I do have both, and to me, they sound very similar whether you're with Apple or Android. Now, when it comes to music quality, you do lose a little bit of low frequency if you do not have a conductive hearing loss, which is exactly why they send earplugs along with these. So these little foam earplugs that you can see right there, you can actually put these foam earplugs inside of your ears and you immediately notice that the bass tones increase with music. As far as how phone calls go with these, I have to say that they are nice because they have two-way audio, which means I do not have to have my phone out and on me and talking into them. This will pick up my voice and send it to the person on the other end of the line. And I could hear the person talking to me well. I can hear them even better if I would plug my ears, but the issue that I had was not on my end. The issue was typically with the person I was talking to. A lot of people reported that they heard this like very faint, high-pitched ringing sound during the phone call. Now, I know that I've mentioned a few times that plugging your ears either with the earplugs or with your fingers actually enhances the sound that you get from these, but one of the biggest benefits of using a bone conduction pair of headphones is that it leaves your ear canals open. So if you want to hear sounds around you, you can still hear those sounds as long as you don't increase the volume of streaming too loud, because that can actually create a masking effect, and it will not matter if you have open ear canals, you still won't be able to hear anybody. Now, individuals with a conductive hearing loss, you don't really have to worry about that a whole lot. Your ear canals are not going to allow in a substantial amount of outside sound, which means that you get to have the benefit of better quality of sound without having to stick anything in your ears. Now, these do use Bluetooth version 5.2 instead of version 5.0 or 5.1. And I do like the fact that they use version 5.2 because it does improve battery life, it improves the transmission speed, the stability, and the transmission distance over the more common Bluetooth version 5.0. This also allows you to pair these headphones up with multiple devices, so you can have them paired up to your phone and to your laptop or to your tablet. You can have two active connections at any given time. Personally, I do like having a set of good bone conduction headphones, but I would not entirely replace my air conduction earbuds or headphones. I think all of them serve their own purpose, and when it comes to all-day comfort, I can much easier use a pair of earbuds than I can these, but if I'm being more physically active, these tend to be a much better option if you ask me. Again, if you do have a conductive hearing loss, you probably don't even have a choice. You're going to have to use a set of bone conduction headphones, so you got to make sure that you get yourself a pair of comfortable ones and ones that you like, and these right here are probably going to be a good option for you. To wrap things up, for $100, these are a really good set of bone conduction headphones. Sure, I wish that they were IP68 rated so I could take them swimming, but you win some and you lose some. These are definitely good enough to accomplish pretty much anything that you would want from a set of bone conduction headphones, especially if you have a conductive hearing loss. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please share it. And if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, hearingup.com.